Rachel Visser, is that correct?
That's correct.
Visser or Visser?
Visser.
Visser?
Yes.
Do you call it supper or dinner?
I typically call it supper.
Really? You are a true Princess K of the Milky Way. Congratulations on your crowning. I've had 31 what are you? Princess
K of the Milky Way.
On this stage. And
Oh, my goodness.
What year is this for the pageant?
I am the 71st Princess K of the Milky Way.
Wow.
Really? The 71st. You've already done the butter deal. That'll go home to Hutchinson?
Yes, it will. My likeness is sculpted in 90 pounds of salted butter in the dairy building.
And your duties compel you to be on the fairgrounds every day. And you can't nod because you have to talk, and then you'll travel the country to a certain extent.
Yeah, so during the fair here, I spend all 12 days here at the Minnesota State Fair. The first 2 days were spent in the dairy building, in the butter booth, where I was in my snow pants, where it was about 40 degrees, getting my likeness sculpted into butter.
Right.
And since then, I have been hanging around the dairy building. We go to the milking demonstration down at the dairy cattle barn every day, and we're in the parade that goes around the fairgrounds here every day.
Wonderful.
Are you satisfied with the look of the butter?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good.
I am.
What are your family's plans for that? Because I understand many Princess K's have saved it for years, and then maybe they'll have a corn roast or something, and everybody brings it out. Is that your plan?
Yeah, I've heard that the scraps themselves, just the scraps, will last a while. So I'll take some of those to school with me to enjoy throughout the school year, and the rest Mom will get to keep at home. And the butterhead itself, I plan to have a baked potato feed sometime in the next year.
Where do you go to school?
Cool.
I am here at the University of Minnesota. I'll be a sophomore studying agricultural business and agricultural communications and marketing. So
Now,
right up the hill.
Does your queenship get you a little taste, a little scholarship money?
I will get a little bit of a scholarship, but I am really excited about the experiences I'll have the next year traveling the state of Minnesota.
Obviously, you grew up on a farm, right?
So I actually had a unique experience and introduction into the dairy community. So my grandparents were dairy farmers, and my dad grew up on a dairy farm. And while I didn't grow up on the farm, my grandparents sold the cows before I was born. I grew up working on a dairy farm,
Nice.
just 10 minutes away from my place. So I started showing my first calf through the 4-H lease program. That's kind of how I got my start in working on the farm, and I've been doing that since about third grade, so about 11 years now.
So you were a townie working on a farm, right?
Yeah. So
Same as me. I did the same thing
sure,
as a kid.
Sure. So we live out of town and just west of Hutchinson, and the farm is closer to Litchfield. So that's where I've grown up.
I've learned from our various guests that these kids can lease animals, and that's what you did.
Yeah, it's such a unique experience to give so many kids the opportunity to work on the farm and help on the farm and show dairy cattle or any species through the 4-H lease program.
I mean, I've leased a car, but
You can't eat a car, and a car doesn't give you milk.
No. Are you do you have to stay overnight at the fairgrounds, or do you get to go home?
We stay at a hotel, so we're here during the day for the duration of the butter sculpting. So usually about 9 to 5 we're here.
Do you have a court? What's the word I want? Is it court?
So I'm here all 12 days, and then there's 8 other finalists. So they rotate throughout the week. They're each here for 4 days. So right now, Katie Ketchum from Winona County is here, and she is getting her likeness sculpted into butter. And there's 2 other finalists that will be around the fairgrounds today as well.
So they're not a court in the traditional sense like we think. Like they should be standing here with fanning,
Right.
No, not at all.
Ice
Not at
Up
all.
your trailing gown,
lighting your cigarettes and all that stuff.
You are.
I didn't know you smoked.
No, he does. She does.
Oh.
You're touting the dairy products. You brought a couple with you. These heathens have probably already consumed them, so I never got a taste. So
I grabbed the chocolate one right
You
away.
did, all
But I
right.
split it in half. But
fairgoers can buy these things.
Yes, if you stop in the dairy building on the corner of Judson and Underwood, you can check out those butter sculptures I was talking about, but you can also stop by the Dairy Goodness Bar, and we have all kinds of dairy products. We have milk, yogurt, cheese, and ice cream, and that ice cream is made with the Dairy Farmers of Minnesota's secret recipe, so it is the best.
Throne there? You sit there in a throne like Santa Claus at a department store?
Nope, they keep me too busy. I don't have time to sit down.
I bet you get a lot of questions, don't you, on a daily basis?
I enjoy it.
That's where we're going. What's the dumbest question you've ever heard, and did it come from this guy?
This one.
No, I haven't had many silly questions since I've started the fair here, but I do have a lot of people curious about the butter heads and the butter sculptures and
Yeah.
what that process looks
Right,
like, and
right.
everyone's amazed when they hear that we take all 90 pounds home.
Is it a new carver this year?
So
Didn't the
Jerry,
old butter queen carver
It's Julie
retire?
Christensen, I
yeah,
believe.
Linda
Or
Christensen,
Linda
yes,
Christensen.
yeah, she did it for 50 years
She had
actually.
enough, I take
And
it.
in
Yeah.
2020, Jerry Kulzer from Litchfield, Minnesota, started doing it. So
Oh,
he's
okay.
he's busy today sculpting another butter sculpture.
And it's
So
not margarine; it's real butter.
It is real butter.
So-
It's real butter.
I love the fact that you're going to have a big feed and carve up your head. That's awesome. That's a great idea. Fun party.
For baked potatoes.
Yeah. Has anybody claimed the nose yet and the ears? And
You know, my sisters thought about it, but we'll
How
we'll
many
see about
siblings
that.
do you have?
I have 2 younger sisters.
you
They're
think they'll follow in your footsteps?
You know, they are both also active in working on the farm and in 4-H and FFA, and they're actually here today showing dairy cattle. So I'm sure they're also in the McLeod County Dairy Royalty Program.
Wonderful.
So
Wonderful. Well, Princess Kay, you're lovely, and congratulations. I hope you have a great year.
thank you.
All
I'm
right.
looking forward to
it's,
it.
It's Rachel Visser, and she is Princess Kay of the Milky Way, the 71st?
Correct.
The 71st Princess Kay of the Milky Way.